My name is Grace Ofure Ibhakhomu. I'm from Edo State. I graduated like 17 years ago and I came into Lagos. Like every fresh graduate, I had this desire to be a success. I had a desire to work in a very big establishment. And I came to Lagos after my NYC. I tried to get a job. I dropped my CV here and there, and I couldn't really find one. Then one day I remembered one of my mentors said something. He said, if they don't give you a job, you can make one. You know, I thought about it and I like, how can I make one? Without capital, without no money. I was married and I was just thinking. Then I went back home and something drove me, because when I was a student, I had done a lot of things, hawked in the market, sold palm oil, and I thought like I could actually do anything. I know I'm in Lagos, and Lagos is a big city with all the big people. I was ready to just do anything as long as it was going to put some money in my pocket. And where I was living then, you won't believe, somewhere in Agege, you know, the other side of Lagos. And I saw some young girls, they like to change clothes. There are these girls that sleep in the day and work in the night. And in the night, they change clothes. So I just thought I could just do something. And because I couldn't actually afford new clothes, there was a place I normally buy fairly used clothes. So I just said, if I go there to buy fairly used clothes for myself, let me go and buy and begin to sell it. So I started like that. So I started buying fairly used clothes, popularly called the Okilika. So I'll go to the market, I'll bend down, I'll select, I'll hawk some in the market, I'll bring out some to the house and sell to them. Later, I graduated from selling around to owning a shop, but then I was still selling the Okilika. But even in my Okilika shop, I just knew that deep down in me that I was going to end up a success. Why? Because I had a different mindset. That led to me seeing things that are different that could actually bring bigger money. So one day I met a friend. I just put down my Okilika and I noticed that she was doing well. So I put down the Okilika and I was like, what do you now do? She said, because she was looking better, she had, you know, she was even carrying a phone, and I spied the phone and I knew the amount. And I was like, what do you do? She said she was into real estate. I got interested. That very day I just sat down. I was asking her a lot of questions. One thing I've noticed, for you to be a success, one thing you should do is you should always ask questions. I was not ashamed. I was ready to learn. I was like, what do you do? She told me about real estate. She told me that I could be an investor, I could be a salesperson, but that it's very lucrative. And because she used that word lucrative, my ears were popped open. I said, I'm going to learn, and that just started a new phase in my life. So I looked for people that are doing very well in that business, followed them up, like worked for free, carried their bags. You know, you can't be this big if you're not ready to serve them. Some of them cheated me, some of them did a lot of things. But in all this, I was learning a lot. So the first transaction I did, I had saved. And it's important that whatever you're doing, learn to just save, because my pastor told me something. When you save for opportunity, when the opportunity comes, you'll be surprised what the opportunity can do for you. So I had some money I've saved from this my Okilika business, my fairly used business. So an opportunity came for us to buy a piece of land. And then she told me, your lands as you're buying must have proper documents. Lagos lands can appreciate, can double in a week, can double in a year. You can be surprised, you can have 500% return on investment. And so this money I had was not enough. So what did I do? Remember, I was a market woman. So what I did was to get people together, and we came together, we collaborated together, we bought a piece of land, and you won't believe, in 3 years, we had over 500% increments. And it blew my mind. When I got the new offer of how much I was selling that land, then I've started doing sales of real estate, marketing real estate, working for other companies, just learning. I said I was going to do this big. It cost a lot. But then I was determined to do this. I was determined. Then that gave birth to Lifecard. A lot of people have said, how come Lifecard grew so fast? Because Lifecard is barely few years, but they're doing massive jobs, doing a lot of turnover. It was because two things I brought into the market. One, identify the problem. Then two, solve the problem with integrity. It's always very exciting to me anytime I have an opportunity to mentor or talk to young people and help them through their journey of life. Because I remember then I had some very terrible experience and challenges, and apart from my husband, I didn't have anybody to talk to. I'll just share a particular story, what happened to me. You know, while I was selling this okilika, the fairly used clothes, I was selling it in the streets of Lagos, and then I had a shop. I remember one day, and that was the day I thought it was all over for me. You know, after what I experienced, I had just opened the shop and I sold 22,000 naira. I was very excited. I was so excited that I called my husband and I was screaming. I was saying, honey, guess what? Guess what? And he was like, what? I said, I just sold 22,000 naira. He was excited on the other side of the phone. And I said, just come, please come early. I have to go. I need to celebrate this. This is my biggest sale. And I was waiting for him to come. And by the time he came, I went to pick my bag. And guess what? The money was gone. You know, the money was totally gone. I looked for the money everywhere. I shouted and I screamed everywhere, thank you. The money was totally gone. I just went to the road. I can still remember number 8 Thomas Solakoba. I was rolling on the floor. I said it was over, my life was just over, that I was going to kill myself, that I would not continue to do this. I was rolling on the floor. People came and gathered and they were just saying, it's okay, there is hope. That 22,000 naira for me 15 years ago was so much, so big, and it just went like that. Somebody came to the shop pretending they wanted to buy something and they stole it. I just needed somebody to just tell me I will make it. I remember for 2 days, I was still thinking about that money. But I'm glad today. So that's why I take my mentorship program seriously, because, you know, he gave me hope. My husband spoke to me and said those things were going to get better. Looking back, I'm like, can this be real? Can there be transformation like this? And this is because I was determined to succeed. I made up my mind that I wasn't going to be poor. I was going to be wealthy. I was going to do all I needed to do, you know. So this is what I'm telling young people. This is all the things I'm sharing with people, telling them, don't give up. Don't give up on the country. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. It doesn't matter how you are starting, what you are doing. It can be worse than selling fairly used clothes in the streets of Lagos. But today, a lot of people say, how come you made this progress? Like Lifecard, barely 2 years plus. How come people are pushing money to you? You know what? If you had sold fairly used and now you have opportunity to manage people's money, there is nothing else you should do than to manage it well. So my investors discover that everything I do, I'm transparent. I'm not surprised at the growth of Lifecard. It's barely 3 years and we have investors both internationally, locally. And the reason is because there are 3 things that I brought to the table. Integrity, one, which was very important, that was lacking. Then also transparency. Another thing was foresight. You know, coming from the poor background, money is very important to me. So I do everything I can to ensure that I give back value to my investors. So that is why you can see a lot of people pushing in their funds. Because they have come to see that everything that I do, I'm detailed. I ensure that their money produced for them good return even while they are sleeping. So I'm excited, and this is the reason why I always ensure I do all I can to talk to young people to say, you know what, don't give up on yourself. You can be what you want to be. Just be determined and get up anytime you fall, because there is always an opportunity for you to rise on the other side. Like I always say, everywhere that has a lot of problem has a lot of money. So the country we live in has a lot of problem. Just learn to solve problems. And that is what I'm doing in the real estate space, solving problems. And today, from that place until today, it's been a journey, but it's been an interesting journey. And I'm glad that I went through all this, because this is now my story. And through this story, I will inspire other people. For you to be this successful, you must learn to work for the money. Most of my investors know that I'm being paid for making money for them. So if you do like that, people will bring money to you in such a way that sometimes I just say, you know what, too many projects at the same time. Why? Because the demand, the investors are coming in so much, and I'm able to deliver on my promises. And that is one thing that has kept me here for this long. I try, irrespective of all the challenges that come my way, to deliver in my promise to my investors. So my investors have been like the success story for me, because one thing that makes me happy is the smile in their face when they give me money to invest in real estate, and I come back to them a few months and say, your money is this price, the land is now this price. Should we sell? Should we still keep it? And like, where is another location? And also, another problem I tried to solve was housing, multiple family units. So I do a lot of little apartments, like 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, like multiple family units, because the young people are here. We have 80% young people, 50 or up to 90 people move into Lagos every day, and they just need houses to live in. So when an investor is solving that problem, then the people taking the house are excited, because we allow them to pay as you go, we allow them to pay monthly, we allow them to pay yearly, we just allow them to pay the way it will be convenient for them. But doing that gives us another opportunity to put in a cost of fund, put in a lot of profit, not so much, but it's a win-win. I like to keep it very simple, but I like a lot of good stuffs. I like long flowing gowns, because I do a lot of events. Like I go to a lot of events, and also there's one thing that I like my shoes. That is one thing that I have everywhere, in my car, in the office. I have different kind of shoes, because I do different kind of things in a day. I could actually be going to the site, so I have to change it back to trainers. So I could actually wear a suit and I'm wearing trainers. Then I could actually wear a suit and I need to get into a meeting, I'll have to take a heels. So when I forget all the types of shoes that I wear in a day, I can actually go back home. But in my car, I have every kind of shoe that meets any kind of meeting that I'll have that day. Then I have that also in my office, I have it in the house. So I go out with complete shoe sets because of the kind of things that I do. Because I could actually be in a program and there is a call on site. I'm one person that I'm detailed to my job. So these people trust me with their money. So I have to deliver. So I'm being paid by delivering. And so if I'm actually somewhere and I need to dash to the site, then you should know that I have to change quickly to a boot. So I just grab my boots, wear it, and go to the side and make sure things are going the way it's supposed to be. And sometimes I could actually dress very well and I have to go into a bush. Maybe there's an opportunity, there's a land somewhere that has good title and we need to buy it now, and they're like, we have to see it now. I'll change to my trainers, irrespective of what I'm wearing. I just make sure the legs are safe, and I go into the deep forest and ensure that everything is okay. So that's basically one thing that I cannot do without, is having all the types of shoes that I need for my day-to-day activities. Oh, one fashion item I can't leave my house without is my wristwatch. A lot of people still look at their time on their phones, but before the phone came, we had already used to looking at time. I'm very time conscious. Even when I have a meeting, I'm actually looking at my time because I might have something else I want to do. So if peradventure I get into my car or I get to like 2 meters, or even if I get to my office and there's no wristwatch, if I can't go back, I'll send somebody to go back and bring it back for me. I'm very addicted to my watch because I always look at my time.